Hi guys, Dan Pickar here with Eastmans Bowhunting Journal. For today's tip, we're going to take our last year's hunting rig and use the components to set up this year's hunting rig, which happens to be a Matthews Halon. So the first thing we want to do is install our new arrow rest and get our center shot set and also get our nocking point set. Snug it up. Now we want to build a string loop. So I like to use brightly colored string loop material. Makes it a little easier for you to find in low light. Okay, so we have our string loop tied on. Didn't cinch it down or anything. I want to leave it loose so we can make our adjustments once we get our arrow installed. So we're just going to go ahead and knock an arrow and click up our rest. And what we're going to do is just eyeball our center shot and our nocking point. So if you're not comfortable with just eyeballing it or you want to get out of level, we do have our levels where you can put your bow in a vise, level up your bow, and then attach the level to your arrow and get exact level. But you do these enough and you can kind of just look right down that rest bolt and look at your arrow and you can see that it's pretty darn right on the money as far as level arrow. So the first thing I did was I took my stabilizer off the no cam and I screwed it in. And on these Matthews, the stabilizer port is right down the center below the handle, which is center shot on these Matthews bow. And you can see as you're looking down the limb bolt down to the stabilizer, my arrow is way far in, so it's way too close into the riser. So my goal here is to move the rest to the left. So you can see I moved my arrow rest outward a little bit and I got everything right on the same plane. I'm looking right down the center of my limb bolt down to my stabilizer. That arrow goes right through the middle of my stabilizer. So our next step that we want to do is measure from our string loop to our peep sight on our old bow, and that'll give us an idea of exactly where to put our peep sight on our new bow. Got our bow in our press. I'm gonna get our meta peep here and measure up from the center of our string loop, up 7 inches, and use our little marker string here on exactly where we want that peep to rest at. We're gonna split our string, slide our peep in there, right at 7 inches. So the last thing we need to do is set our arrow rest string. And all you have to do is draw the bow back, make sure you put an arrow in, point in a safe direction. And as you draw back, that downward cable pulls your arrow rest string through to exactly where it needs to be. Our peep's perfect, just like it was on our old bow. That's good to go. You can trim off your cable and tie that in, and tie in your peep sight. But first we'll go shoot it a few times and make sure everything's settled in. For more information on installing archery accessories, be sure to visit our Eastmans Hunting Journal's YouTube channel.